guys, Marsengan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to take a look at the physical God Goku versus Red Zone Broly. So this is going to be an interesting test for him, because obviously dodge is disabled in this event. So we saw him put out a really great performance in one of my previous videos against the Metal Cooler Core, because we had on back-to-back turns the God Goku's dodging super attacks from the Metal Cooler Core, and obviously in this run that is going to be impossible, right? So be interesting to see how this plays out. So we do have the God Gokus on separate rotations, which is good. Not getting screwed over by the starting rotation is always nice. We can start getting some build up with you as well. So actually this is a pretty good starting setup that we've got here. Should be looking pretty good. So we got the 6 orbs to get the guard. So straight away on turn 1, we are getting the defensive support from Carnival Goku. But bear in mind they only share 3 links, and he takes double-digit damage with the guard activated from STR Broly. STR Broly obviously not like the hardest hitting enemy or anything, but you know, certain team builds, you come into this event, you get supered by him straight away, or even normal attacks in slot 1 on certain units can be pretty painful. So Goku taking double-digit damage. I mean, obviously as a unit that is in consideration for being the best TY in the game, that's kind of what I would expect to see, right, with the guard active. But he's a stacking unit, so turn 1, him being able to tank for double digits is obviously very good. We get the guaranteed additional super by getting 6 orbs. Of course he supers you as the first attack as well. So that does 136. I guess it's not terrible. Couldn't have been the third attack, you know, after we'd already gotten 2 defensive buffs, but I guess that's always the way, right, with this Carnival Goku. And of course Tech Goku can seal, which actually is very good as well. I suppose for the most optimal play, we would have just put the Tech Goku in slot 1 and sealed him straight away, but 130k, we can eat that and keep on trucking, so we should be okay here. Get the intro animation for the gods. I should have turned it off. I really only put it on so we could get the God Goku animation, and we've already seen that. I don't think there's anyone else on the team that has one, is there? No, so we should be okay. Alright, so let's get our 6 orbs here with God Goku. I really thought that was going to drop down all of those int orbs together, but that pesky tech one is in the way, so I guess we'll have to do this, and then we'll do this. I mean, between Goku and the gods, they should finish off Broly here anyway. So this is my God Goku. We've got no defensive support on this rotation, and mine is 90%. And he still takes double-digit damage from this Broly with the guard up. So that is definitely very, very good. We're going to get our double super here. If we can get the triple super, that would be nice. Although this does play into kind of what I was been talking about. I've changed the build for my God Goku a little bit. I've given him a little bit less dodge and a little bit more crit. However, this turn actually is a perfect example of why I was trying to say to some people that on the one hand, having a lot of crit on his God form isn't necessarily the best, because if both of those super attacks that we just did hadn't crit, Broly might have survived, and then we could have got the hidden potential 3rd super attack to finish him off, which would have then been an extra stack to our attack and defense. So it's kind of, you never really know exactly the way it's going to play out, but I do think that sometimes getting that extra super in can be more useful than getting a crit. Now obviously there are going to be other situations as well where not getting the crit means you don't kill by like a tiny sliver and then somebody else on the rotation gets super attacked or something. That is obviously something to bear in mind, right? It's you know, sometimes you get it go the way you want, sometimes you don't, but that is something that I took into consideration when not giving him a ton of crit. It's why I don't think the full crit build for him is good. I think you should prioritize additional, and then mine's ended up, I'll check it on the next turn, but he has 10 dodge, because I think having a backup like 10% chance to dodge is nice, especially because I'm going to be using him as a slot 1 unit quite a lot. And then I think he's up to, is it like 12 crit? I'll have to double check in the menu. I could check because I tweeted out earlier when I changed his build. Let's see. Can I actually find it? Before I get to the next turn and I can just see it anyway. Yeah, so he's got 20 additional, 11 crit and 10 dodge. before I redid his thing, he had 20 additional 5 crit and 15 dodge. But I'd given him a silver additional and dodge skill orb. And now from the chain battle rewards, I got an additional and crit skill orb for silver, both level 3. So I gave him that one instead. And I feel like that works out quite nicely. Unfortunately, Carnival Goku getting the kill there means we don't get the extra hits for him. But I suppose it is what it is. Now, this turn, man, if we get AoE'd, right, God Goku should live, because we're going to get the God. The physical God Goku, sorry, the tech God Goku is obviously going to live. The only problem is the gods would kind of get clapped, right? I could transform them and pick up 50 million rainbow orbs, and against any other boss, we would have a very high chance of just dodging, but because our defense is so low as well, I am actually going to have to go ahead and use a Whis, aren't I? And I bet after all this, he's not going to super attack this turn either, but I guess I might as well do it. Now that I have the Whis active, I think I will just get supers with them rather than transforming, because we haven't really gotten many stacks with them, so I think this is probably the way to go here. Ideally, I still don't want him to super attack me like really early in the turn, but 9.6 for God Goku here, because what I really want to see, I want to keep a Whis in the back pocket just in case we do need it, but I want to see how well God Goku is going to tank against BROLY at the AGL phase once we get there, right? Because him having lost the ability to dodge, which arguably, at least early in events, is his main defensive tech. Be interesting to see what sort of damage he takes from BROLY, because again, depending on how long it takes you to get to AGL BROLY, if your intro active like buff has worn out and you're not getting the orb changing, not getting the guard with him would be incredibly dangerous for putting him in slot, even in, well, not even just in slot 1, not getting the guard for him against AGL BROLY would be incredibly dangerous. So, is he going to not super me? This happens all the time, I swear. It's like we throw out the safety Whis and then he just doesn't super. But at least the gods got their double super off, so they got some extra stacks. They will take damage, but God Goku, yep, should take double digits or close enough. Was that 350? Damn. Well, they would have had a lot more defense if we had transformed, but I guess it is what it is. I can kind of get away with now on this turn. No. Can't get 6 orbs, which is unfortunate. How do I want to do this now? Because if I do this, I think we just die immediately, which I don't really want to do, because I would like to get some more stacks with God Goku. So I'm going to do this and hope that he doesn't super immediately. Because with the Whis active, even though he's lost his guard, yeah, Carnival Goku will survive these attacks. So just don't super BROLY before God Goku gets to attack, and then we'll be all good, right? Because we get those extra stacks. In fact, if he's not supering either at all this turn or not until the final slot, we actually have the potential to just kill him before we would need to use the revival anyway. So, another great thing about God Goku is if you are stacking up that defense nice and high, we kind of saw it a little bit on this turn. If your defense is getting up to being reasonably high level and then you pick up a ton of physical orbs, then obviously he heals you a ton as well, which is incredibly useful. So, and there's the crit. Fortunately didn't kill, so we get the additional 12 million he's up to now with the support from the Bardock passive as well. So, yeah, very, very good. I need to double check because I forget which Carnival Goku. It's STR Carnival Goku buffs allies with his super attack, but the tech one does not, does he? Oh, no, that's the wrong. Yeah, he doesn't. It's only the STR one. So, yeah, the only support that he had on that turn was from the Bardock. So that's actually really good. So let's turn the skips back on here so we can do this. I'm obviously not going to use Goku's thing straight away. So he's at 414k. With guard, how much is he going to take from a super here from BROLY? Because I think he's still going to take a fairly significant amount, right? I'm actually not 100% sure. We can get the 18 key super so we can get the action break for you, which is good. I feel like on this turn I kind of... See, I want to see how much God Goku takes, but I feel like if I don't use a Whis on this turn, I can almost guarantee you that Carnival Goku in the last slot is going to get hit with a super. And he's at like 300k defense. He's just going to get absolutely rocked, right? Like, he'll get enough defense off of his super to tank normals, I think. But, oh man, this is awkward. Do I just use the Whis? What's more important, seeing how much Goku takes or getting the W? I think I would rather just see how much Goku takes, right? I've beaten this event enough times. I want to see how much he takes. So, we take double digits from the normals, that's what I would expect. And then how much do we actually take from the super here? Because bear in mind, this does over 1 million damage before you factor in everything. 240k, that's actually really good. Alright, 240k. So, God Goku, definitely a solid option for Red Zone Broly. Unfortunately, unless we get very lucky, I don't think we're going to survive the turn. We could, if we are very lucky, the first attack being aimed at the LR Gods could have been Broly's second super, and then they action break it. But if he super attacks STR Carnival Goku at the end, we are just dead. So, we will see. And if he super attacks the LR Gods, we're just dead. So, we'll see if we can actually survive the turn here. No additional from the hidden potential is unfortunate, but what can you do? Yeah, he's saving it for STR Carnival Goku, isn't he? He could just not double super this turn, you know, that would be nice, but let's see. Is it going to be, it's just going to be the first attack, isn't it? Ooh, 36. Don't super? Oh, let's go. Alright, we take those. Alright, so we know, as long as we're getting the 6 orbs, which we are, so we now know that Goku will survive. So even if we get supered here, oh, I healed too much to use the active skill. That's unfortunate. So if we heal, if we get supered in slot 1, we know that Goku's going to survive. So this actually is a very solid turn here. And then even if he doesn't, which we know he will, we've got the revival active with Carnival Goku anyway. So I think now the intro animation buff has worn off. So, because what turn are we on? I need to see the turn counter. Turn 7. So, yes, the turn thing has worn off. That's why this God Goku's attack stats are now lower, because he's not getting the extra 100% attack. So, still decent attack stats, but remember that drop-off is going to happen once that intro animation buff wears off. So, this guy, I didn't check his start of turn defense. I don't know if he's stacked more or less than the other one. Oh. Yeah, okay. He definitely stacked more. Oh, yeah, because the other Goku got supered in slot 1, didn't he? So, yeah, double-digit damage. I'm actually really, really glad that I didn't use the Whis. Because, yeah, double-digit damage from AGL Broly super attack. That is actually really, really good. I'm very impressed with that. No defensive support. Just, that was very, very solid performance from him. So, obviously, Tech God Goku is going to be fine at the end. And now, this is where I want to see, can we get away with, I want to transform and get like the burst finish turn, but the only problem is, if we don't kill with the actual active skill, which I don't think we will, we then have to actually play out the rest of the turn and potentially die. So, let me fire off this. How much is this going to do? Alright, we do get the crit. Is it gonna be enough? I don't know. Well, we're gonna do it anyway, right? Let's find out at the end of the day. We got to see a lot of what we wanted to see from the God Goku form. I'm very, very impressed with the God form versus AGL Broly. So even if we do end up getting clapped this turn, I kind of want to see how this is going to play out. So let's see. Because the thing is, with this Goku, if this was any other event that didn't cancel dodge, I would take the risk. Oh, see, that was so close. If this was an event that didn't cancel dodge, I would take the risk of putting him in slot 1 and getting that 70% chance to dodge. But because we don't have that anymore, and we can't dodge against Broly, yeah, well, that's what I mean. We don't have that now. So if I put him in slot 1, 488k defense is actually not terrible. But the problem is, if he gets supered, we're dead. If we don't get supered, we might actually live. So, you know what? Let me throw this up. I want to see the attack stat damage here more so than anything. I have a horrible feeling he is going to super me. But, let's see. Oh, he didn't. Oh, see, I could have not used the Whis. I don't... Would we have died? 480k, we wouldn't have died, right? Normal attacks, even if he didn't take double-digit damage, we had more than enough HP to survive, but... See, I took the risk earlier on of not using the Whis. I didn't want to push my luck, but... He is at 7.7 million. Because remember, the attack stats do drop quite a bit when you go into the Super Saiyan form. But you're then getting multiple chances to additional, and you're getting guaranteed crits. So, yeah, unfortunately, if I just... well, I used the Goku family support memory, so it wouldn't technically have been a non-item run, no item run anyway. But if I'd actually taken the risk a second time in a row, we actually would have done it without using any support items. But there you go. That is God Goku versus Red Zone Broly. Even though dodge is disabled, his God form still absolutely goes crazy. The transformation, again, risky. Really only want to use it as a finisher against the AGL Broly. But I would say that is a very good performance. And this team, just very, very strong. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.